This Sonic series is ruined thanks to you guys!
Another year down, another year closer to dying. Of excitement, because 2019 has a lot to offer, though it's gonna be hard to top Spider-Verse. I mean, have you all seen that yet? That was a great movie. I think it might be one of my favorite animated films ever.
Hey.
Bruh.
I'm going to keep my points short for this rundown, since there's so much to cover. There's quite a few candidates I'll double back on later in the year, once I get a chance to actually watch them. On that note, let's check out the movies. And one of the first ones to come out in 2019 is the Lego Movie 2.
Oh, the pain. It's getting so cold.
The first Lego Movie caught me, and many others, off guard. I think a lot of us expected a glorified commercial, but that was far from the case. Instead, we have an interesting story, fun characters, and mind-blowing animation. You can tell that the people who made this movie had a lot of fun with their source material.
Isn't there supposed to also be a good cop?
Hi, buddy. Would you like a glass of water?
Yeah, actually.
Too bad.
The trailer for Lego Movie 2 doesn't seem to reveal too much of the plot, and knowing the last movie, there's a good chance that there's plenty of more to see. I think it'll be a solid sequel that will have plenty of fun visuals and silly moments, but it will probably not be as good as the first. Speaking of sequels, we have How to Train Your Dragon 3. The original movie is incredible. I fell in love with the world this film takes place in. Fearless Vikings flying on dragons as they soar in the sky and over the ocean. What's not to love? The test flight scene from the first movie is one of my favorite animated sequences ever. Now, the second movie was fine, but not as good as the original. But that tends to be the case with most sequels. The thing that catches my attention, though, is how the trailer for the third movie alludes to a plot point that comes somewhat close to that of the second movie. A bad guy who uses dragons to get what he wants. A bad guy who uses dragons to get what he wants.
This looks strangely familiar.
It's because we've been here before.
I imagine that there'll be a lot more to the film than that, but it's something I've noticed, and I can't really seem to shake it off. Also, get ready to cry, cause I'm 99% sure that we're gonna get a dragon version of Bye Bye Butterfree.
Take care, Butterfree! Good luck, buddy!
Next, we have Toy Story 4. I'm having a hard time getting excited about this one. The Toy Story trilogy is wonderful, with a great start, middle, and conclusion. Let me say that word again. Conclusion. Andy and Woody came to terms that things were over, and it was time to move on. That all good things must come to an end. But I guess Pixar did not learn from that lesson. Heck, there's a scene where the toys all accept their impending doom. How can you top that, Pixar? Just call it a day and move on with another franchise. I mean, if there's a studio that can make this work, it's Pixar. But that's not a guarantee. They don't have a perfect record when it comes to sequels. Personally, I found Incredibles 2 to be a little boring. Sacrilege. And we can't forget about the abomination that is Cars 2. I just hope that they don't damage an already satisfying conclusion. Next, we have Frozen 2. Well, it was only a matter of time until this got a sequel, right? It's the highest grossing animated movie of all time, and is worth its weight in gold. And that's not even mentioning how much they've made through merchandise. So much stuff.
Damn the stuff! Stuff is my weakness.
Call me crazy, but I'm looking forward to this one. I know that people rip on the original, but I liked it. It's not groundbreaking, but it's enjoyable to me. If anything, I want to see Anna get fire powers and witness an Avatar-esque face-off with the two sisters.
Watch out. You shouldn't have done that.
The Secret Life of Pets 2. The original was boring, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case for the sequel. Illumination panders to general audiences with cute things. And what's more cute, or relatable, than pets? And I'm sure that Illumination will make a fortune with minimal effort and maximum advertising. I just hope that Max doesn't hump things in front of us. After that, we got Angry Birds 2. The original film was surprisingly good. not great, but good. The bar for video game movie adaptations is very low, so I mark this one as somewhat of a success. Now, I'm not chomping at the bit for a sequel, but I'll probably check it out. Ugly Dolls. I never knew that these were a thing until I saw the trailer for the movie. Apparently, it was a popular toy line from the mid-2000s, and for some reason, they've decided now is the time to release a movie. Jeez, I wonder why that's the case. Wonder Park. From Paramount and Nickelodeon, we have a film about a little kid rediscovering her imagination. She does this by discovering a rundown theme park that she needs to bring back to life. Honestly, this one looks kind of cute. I wasn't crazy over the jokes they put into the trailer, but the film itself looks kind of pretty. Next, we have Missing Link from Laika. I don't know why, but there's been a bunch of Yeti-related animated movies recently, with a few more on the way. Did I miss a trend here? Did the world fall in love with Bigfoot? Oh my god, what the hell is that thing? Anthropomorphic? Check. Weird looking? Double check. Gonna have to review this one later. Like many people, I'm a big fan of Laika and their work. They've made some amazing stuff, so I already have faith in the film. Visually, it looks great, and I expect a heartwarming comedy at the core of it. No, I don't expect this one to make a lot of money, but I think it will be a lot of fun to watch. Speaking of which, we have another Yeti-themed movie from a major studio, and it goes by the name of Abominable. This one is a joint venture by DreamWorks and Pearl Studio. We don't have a trailer or teaser yet, so there's not much I can say. I just can't get over how weird of a trend this is. If Pixar makes a Bigfoot movie,
And I'm gonna lose it.
after that, we have Playmobil, the movie. We're all thinking it? I'm just gonna say it. This looks like a Lego movie ripoff. Now, I don't blame Playmobil for doing this. Financially speaking, the Lego movie was a massive success that also boosted sales for their toys, so I can only imagine that Playmobil wants the same thing. The movie itself looks meh. I don't think it will have the same level of charm or cleverness as the Lego movie. But to be fair, I also did not have much faith in the Lego movie when I first heard about it. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on this one, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Next, there's Spies in Disguise. Will Smith turns into a pigeon, and Spider-Man and DJ Khaled are there.
It worked.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
From the folks who brought you Sausage Party is the Addams Family. There's not much to go off of at the moment, but I think there's potential here. The Addams Family itself has this bizarre but enchanting charm about them. Yeah, they're grim, but that's part of the fun. To see how their unorthodox family goes about their lives. Here's hoping that this film delivers. And now, I present to you all the parade of Disney live-action remakes. Heck, one of them isn't even technically live-action. There's Tim Burton's Dumbo. Who cares? There's Aladdin. Who cares? And then there's The Lion King. Who cares? Why wait to watch these films when you can watch the animated versions right now? On a serious note, I'm gonna see these movies, but more for the sake of perspective than anything else. I want to witness how low Disney can go before they can make a remake of a remake. Oh, wait, they've already done that. But here's a live-action animated hybrid that I'm actually looking forward to. Detective Pikachu. I'm not a die-hard Pokemon fan, but I enjoy the franchise. I was 10 years old when it was first released here in America, and I remember seeing it sweep the nation. I also recall my mother telling me that these Pokemon cards and games were just a temporary fad. Well, my mom was wrong, and from the looks of it, Pokemon is going to outlive the human race. I don't have super high expectations for Detective Pikachu. To be honest, the main reason why I want to see this film is because I want to see if it can actually be good. It's such a weird mix of stuff. You got live-action actors working alongside Pikachus who are voiced by Deadpool. Also, if this movie is successful, it might encourage other video game franchises to make their own movies.
No!
Well, there's gonna be a Sonic movie, made by the people who produce The Fast and the Furious. Why would they mention that? Who cares? Out of all of the films on this list, my expectations are the lowest for this one, and I have a feeling that I'm still being too generous.
That's no good.
Sonic is truly a cursed franchise. At times, it can be really good, but other times, it can be really, really bad. I have a feeling that's going to be the case here. Like, I'm picking up an Alvin and the Chipmunks vibe here. Sonic will most likely fall out of his world and will end up in some iconic American city while getting into mischief. And don't even get me started on his design. It looks awful. Why does he look like a naked athlete who is painted blue? I mean, just look at his legs. Ugh. Alright, on to the cartoons. I'm gonna keep my thoughts short here since there's so many to cover. The first one on my list is Infinity Train. I recall when the pilot for this aired and how a lot of people loved it. There were quite a few campaigns to convince Cartoon Network to make this a full-fledged series. Well, those people got their wish. I get an Adventure Time vibe from this series, probably due to the nonsensical fantasy world it takes place in, though I do get a science fiction feeling as well. All in all, I'm looking forward to this one.
Welcome, Tulip the Literate, to Corginia!
No. Down. Go get it.
Please excuse us. We just get very excited when someone new comes through the door.
Next, The Owl House. We only know a few things about this show at the moment. It's a Disney show, and Dana Terrace is the creator behind it. I'm actually quite the fan of her work. I mean, just check out her resume. Gravity Falls, the Tangled series, the new DuckTales. I think it's safe to say that we're in good hands. Owl House falls into the fantasy horror genre, so that should be interesting to see. Also, these characters look adorable. After that, we have Amphibia. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Amphibia. Got it. Just like Owl House, we don't know much about this one, except that it's going to air on Disney. From what I've gathered, the series is about a girl who finds herself in a magical world of frogs and monsters. It looks pretty cute. I'm looking forward to finding out more about this one. Next, we have a series that I mentioned in my Animation 2018 video, but it never came out. Close enough. I'm not really sure what's going on with its production. It was slated to come out in 2018, but that was postponed. Hell, we still don't know when it's going to be released. I'm hoping for this year, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm a big fan of the creator of the series, since it's the same guy who made Regular Show. After that, we have Victor and Valentino. The pilot for this series was released in 2016, but has been greenlit for a full series in 2019. We should be getting a premiere sometime soon this year. The show itself is about these two brothers going on supernatural adventures. I'm getting a Gravity Falls vibe here, which is a good thing. Also, it's good to see Mexican culture get more representation in cartoons. After Coco, I was on fire for this kind of stuff. Next, there's Fast and the Furious, Spy Racers. Then there's DC Superhero Girls. So this one's a bit confusing, and I'll explain why. Back in 2012, there was a mini-series called Super Best Friends Forever. It was created by Lauren Faust and features Batgirl, Supergirl, and Wonder Girl. I was very hopeful that this would get a full-length series. The character designs are wonderful, and it has this Powerpuff Girls charm about it.
No, but I'm Superman, and you'll do as I say.
Sadly, it never happened. Kind of. Instead, we got DC Superhero Girls. This is where things get confusing. I looked up the series on YouTube, but saw this instead. Not really what I was expecting from Lauren Faust. But it turns out that this show, which carries the exact same name, is completely different. This is the actual DC Superhero Girls show that I'm talking about, which looks a lot more like Lauren's style. So yeah, you have a YouTube channel releasing two things under the same name, which is very confusing. Lauren's current version of DC Superhero Girls looks quite different from a visual point of view. I won't lie, I prefer the style from the miniseries, but this one looks good too, and I'm sure the writing will be on point. Next, there's 101 Dalmatian Street. So this show technically came out in 2018, but the main portion of the series will be released in 2019. When I first heard about this cartoon series, I thought it would be cheap and dumb, but I was wrong. It's got a cute style about it, and the theme song is catchy as hell.
Dalmatian Street.
This is a dog's world. There's a whole lot of love to give. So many pups to meet at 101 Dalmatian Street.
And now it's nostalgia time, as Nickelodeon has not just one, but two TV movies coming out this year. Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling, and Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. I think that's how you say it. Both of these seem very loyal to their source material, both in style and story. It's cool to see both of these cartoons back on television. Nickelodeon already did a Hey Arnold movie, so this might be a trend that they might want to continue. I'm just glad to see the conclusion for Invader Zim. The trailer looks hilarious, and I have a good feeling that it will deliver. So here's something that's pretty different. There's going to be a Green Eggs and Ham series. And here's something that's even weirder. It's supposed to be the most expensive cartoon ever made. Like, I'm talking about $1 million per episode. I have no idea why this is the case. Is this like Bigfoot, where the entire world loves it and I just don't realize it? Do people love Green Eggs and Ham that much? And how can you stretch out a short story into 13 episodes? Personally, I don't really care about the show itself, but I'm very curious to see the series from a production point of view. Like, this is so out of the norm, and I want to see how it goes. So these next two cartoons are a bit different compared to the rest on the list. Both are being produced without the aid of a big-name studio, and instead fall back on the hard work of freelance writers and animators, which is not an easy thing to do. So I want to throw them some support here. We've got Hazbin Hotel and Long Gone Gulch. Hazbin Hotel is being created by Vivian Medrano. I'm so sorry, Vivian, I don't know how to say your last name, and I suck. So it's being made by Vivian and her team. There we go, that's better. It's an adult-themed comedy musical that takes place in hell. That synopsis should already be enough for you all to at least check it out. The premise is about Charlie, the princess of hell, and how she wants to open up a hotel to rehabilitate demons, since there's an overpopulation problem in hell. Don't tell Doom Guy. There are already a handful of clips on Viv's channel, so I recommend that you go check them out. And then we got Long Gone Gulch. It's being created by Zach Bellamisio, oh my god, I cannot say your last names, and Tara Bellinger. Did I say it right? I don't know. I suck. So I get a Cartoon Network vibe from Long Gone Gulch, something that would be aired on Cartoon Fridays. I think it's the cartoony designs and movement of the characters. The series is a Western fantasy, which I totally dig. That's a rare combo of genres, so I'm excited to see what comes of it. There's a trailer up on YouTube that you can check out, so I recommend hitting that up. Both of the links for Hazbin Hotel and Long Gone Gulch will be in the description. But out of all of the things coming out this year, the thing that I'm most excited about is more live action than animated. But I don't care. I want to mention it. Mother f***ing Godzilla. So I'll admit it. The 2014 movie was a bit of a letdown, but this new one looks superior. It was actually made by people who care about the Godzilla franchise, and I am super pumped to see the old school monsters duke it out. It looks beautiful. Let me know what you all think about my list in the comments, and what kind of stuff you're looking forward to in 2019. Here's to a good year for animation.